to share what you're saying about nothing is sweeter than seeing the love of Jesus. Reminded me of when my father was passing. He raised his arms and he was worshiping God in that
Praise
bed.
God.
And he had broken his collarbones due to cancer. He was just riddled with it. And he leaned against the bathroom wall and broke his collarbone. So how he could lift his arms to praise God in that hospital bed was beyond us. But he did, and he talked to the Lord. And he said so many things to God. And he was seeing his family. He was calling out family members. And some of those family members I know weren't with the Lord because he was crying, oh no, not you, Aunt Doris. So, he even talked about the corn. He said, I've never seen corn look so beautiful. And he spoke about our family pet that we had, Stormy, and just a host of things he spoke about that evening. The next day, we were like the Von Trapps in that hospital room. We have a big family, and we all sing. We were all in there. There was 7 kids and their children and their kids and cousins, and nurses and doctors would walk by the room and they would just stand in awe. And at one time, my dad, he opened his eyes and he said, "Oh my children," and this was not how my father spoke. My father was one of them knuckleheads. You snap you on the head, get out of here, you knucklehead. He was kind of rough around the edges. But he opened his eyes and he looked around the room and he said, "Oh my children and my children's children, my precious children's children, I love you so much, but nothing is more precious than the sweet, sweet love of Jesus." And he closed his eyes and he reached his arms up to heaven again. He said, "Yes, Lord, take me, help me, Lord, help me." And he lifted his feet off the bed as though he was crossing that chasm into the heavens. And it was such a remarkable moment in time that whenever I have questioned, God, are you real? Are you even hearing me? And you want to just, sometimes you just want to say, I don't want to believe anymore because it doesn't seem to do any good. God reminds me of these hospital times with my father and with my mother. She saw the angels, and she was speaking about how the angels were all around and they welcomed her home. And it's amazing how God does those things for us, because he knows in the future what we're going to be going through. And I've had to remind my siblings and cousins sometimes of those moments. You were there, you saw, you heard. Don't ever doubt that it's not real, because people who you don't expect to speak that way. And I believe you're going to hear this, Tina, from your father. Words you never expect him to say. When he does say it, you're going to know for sure that he's been touched by God.
Yes.